Before I looked at the theme itself, I could say that this day in general means a lot to Namibia, not only to the Anti-Corruption Commission, because it is the day actually whereby the country as a whole look at how other African countries are doing, and also look at what it has done in the past years in terms of fighting corruption, and also make by having that reflection, it also devised measures or devised initiatives in terms of how we can do better in terms of fighting corruption. And coming back to the theme itself, this theme means a lot to any person hearing it, because it's a straightforward promoting human dignity, and we all know what human dignity, what is that. This actually ties well as to the impact of corruption to individuals, so to say. And as we know that corruption erodes public trust, and corruption denies people access to basic services like the health, education, the housing, and in that way it undermines human dignity, meaning that it's actually our responsibility now, those who are tasked to fight against corruption, to really look at what has been done and what are the impact of corruption in terms on human dignity, and what can we do as a country to ensure that people don't feel that their dignity has been undermined, or it has been affected in terms of the effect of corruption. So I can give an example of public funds, for instance, for building a clinic in a certain community. If that money has misused by somebody for the benefit of themselves, who is to suffer? Is the community of that area. So that directly attacks the dignity of the people of that area. So this theme really ties well with our mandate, and it's actually what led the Anti-Corruption Commission in commemorating the day to come up with an initiative, as we witnessed yesterday, where we launched the Anti-Corruption Education Media Campaign, just to ensure that we embark on this journey in making sure and consider the dignity of people, because corruption does not only affect institutions. We need to remember that it impacts the real people, and that is how it comes down to affecting the dignity of the people.
Well, as you are here to highlight what ACC Day represents, talk to us also about the importance of marking this day, commemorating this day annually for the Namibian nation.
This day is very important, like I indicated earlier, that it's through this day that the countries reflect on what has been done. And now it reflects on it highlights also the fight against corruption across the continent. And we also look at the reality of challenges that countries are facing in terms of fighting corruption. And like I always mention, that corruption really undermines development, which in fact comes down to human dignity. Corruption undermines the rights of the people, because once the people are deprived of the right to the best services that even the Constitution actually give them that provision, it means that we are faced a big challenge as countries or as a continent. So this day really means a lot to the country, means a lot to Namibia, not only to the Anti-Corruption Commission, it means a lot to the Namibian people, and it's actually also the time for the Namibian people to reflect as what has their country have done, and they can also come through with recommendations and suggestions. We know that many times people are only ought to complain, but we really want to utilize the observation of this day to ensure that we give the people opportunity to really come through with a recommendation or anything that they feel will benefit the country in terms of fighting corruption.
Now, in recent years, what progress would you say has the Anti-Corruption Commission made in tackling corruption at both the public as well as the private levels?
Namibia has, for the past, since the establishment of the commission, has really been trying to live to the mandate of the commission. And I will not deny that every year is a learning lesson for the commission. And we have to recognize that as technology involved, as everything advancing technology, as development comes up, so things change in terms of fighting corruption. Because we used to fight corruption just on the grants, maybe bribery and whatnot. But now we have corruption that has been perpetrated through the system. So it's have done so much, and I would say that we have made progress. And as time goes, it's a learning lesson for us each and every year. And I'm confident to rightfully put to you that since the establishment of the commission had investigated fully 822 cases that actually made it to the Prosecutor General, as we know that the Prosecutor General is a gateway to the court, or the gateway to ensure that those who have been accused of committing corruption crimes, a decision has to be made for them to be prosecuted or not to be prosecuted, and that is depend basically on the evidence that has been obtained. So far, since 2006, the Commission has submitted 822 cases to the PG, and I would say that through those cases, 596 cases has been, a decision was made for the prosecution to take place, of which 415 has been finalized in court as we speak, and whereby the 256 cases resulted in a conviction, though we had some acquittal. That it depends on the evidence that has been brought and the decisions of the judges and all that. Then we also had, as we speak, we have 183 cases that are still pending, and the PG still have 107 cases on which the PG have to make a decision. So basically, I would want to put it that we have made progress, and I know that many times corruption cases, progress is kind of not really be seen fast, but progress is there. We have done a lot of things when it comes to public education. We have also developed, we have a manual for teachers manual that is being currently used for grade 4 to grade 12 learners in terms of educating them on ethics and integrity. We have quite a number of educational programs that we have actually developed, and we also have what we call corruption risk assessment, whereby we assist the different institutions, whereby we assist their systems to identify the loopholes of corruption and give them recommendation. We come up with a mitigation plan and also a monitoring plan, whereby we have to observe how they've implemented what has been recommended. We have quite a number of things, and also Namibia is doing well as well by having the national anti-corruption strategy in place, which is we are currently establishing, or we are currently implementing our second national anti-corruption strategy, and this is a strategy that brings together a lot of institutions, and is currently we bring along I think close to 44 institutions to implement this strategy. And by implementing this strategy, it's ensuring that each and every institution implement activities or programs that speaks to educating their people in terms of integrity and ethics, and making sure they have programs in place that are supposed to be a blockage for corruption to thrive in their system.
Just before we let you go, could you give us your final message? What message do you have then for the Namibian public as we reflect on this day, which is Anti-Corruption Day for this year?
The message I have for the Namibian people is simple and straightforward. The Commission is actually established to fight against corruption in the public and private sectors. Hence, we are not excluding anyone, and all what we need from the public is just a cooperation, collaboration, and all that they can do to ensure that they assist the Commission in fighting corruption. Many times, if the people say that they don't trust the institution, but I always say that if there's one thing or two things, it's one thing to expose and one thing to make sure one is held accountable. And who will make the people held accountable is the institution that is legally established to do that, to carry out that mandate. So what I will leave with the Namibian people, please come to the Commission, call the Commission, go on our website, use our different platforms to report corruption, visit any of our offices. We have 5 offices in Namibia: Swakopmund, Oshakati, Shivarongo, and Windhoek, as well as Rundu. Or use our toll-free number, which is 0800 222 or go to our website. There's a tab for reporting corruption, or send an email to anticorruption@accnamibia.org. Please see something, say something, report corruption to the Anti-Corruption Commission.